Okay, welcome to Check for Understanding number 3. This time we're going to actually have to plot the points in order to find the slope. So we got e at x4, y negative 5. I'll move that up a little bit there. There we go. So 4, negative 5 right here. That is point E. Let's make sure we label that. E. There it goes. Okay, next one. F at 8, 6. 8, 6. 8 for x, 6 for y. Right there. F is 8, 6. F. Okay, let's put that over here. Let's connect those 2 points with a straight line from E to F. The question says, determine the slope of that line. Well, we'll do this one the way that we've been doing most of these questions up to this point, which is just counting the rise followed by the run. So what is the rise? What is the rise? What did you have, Jesse? Oh, that is correct. It's a rise of 11. Rise of 11. And what is the run there, Max? Max, wake up. Not playing video games. Run is 4. Okay, so the slope is just rise over run. It's positive. It goes up to the right of 11 over 4. Now, we're going to need to know a little bit more of a mathematical way of finding the slope. So in order to get that, we're going to have to look at a strategy that will relate those coordinates and see if we can develop a formula to come up with that slope. Okay, now I'm going to show you a little video on the deriving of the slope formula. Make sure that you get this proof down. Here goes nothing. A little tough to hear, but we'll give it our best shot.
In this lesson, we will learn how to derive and use the slope formula. From the previous lesson, we learned that the slope of a line is equals to change in y divides by change in x. Using this definition, we can now derive the slope formula. Let's put the first point on the coordinate plane. Now, since we are deriving the formula, we can represent the x-coordinate and y-coordinate as x1 and y1 respectively. Let's put the second point on the plane. Again, we can represent the x-coordinate and y-coordinate as x2 and y2 respectively. Now, with these 2 points, we can draw a straight line and derive the slope formula further. Now, imagine that we run from x1 to x2. The change in x would be x2 minus x1. Alright, with this, we can replace change in x with x2 minus x1. Next, refer to the y-coordinates. When we climb up from here, the change in y will be y2 minus y1. Now, with this, we can replace change in y with y2 minus y1. Finally, the slope is equals to y2 minus y1 divides by x2 minus x1. Following convention, we can represent the slope with the variable a. So, we now have the slope formula, m equals to y2 minus y1 divides by x2 minus x1.
So let's use that slope formula in this exact example just to confirm that that slope is indeed 11/4. And algebraically, we need to know how to do this. So as the video showed you, that the slope, represented by the letter m, is equal to the difference in the y values over the difference in the x values. So if we were to work this through, let's now label our points consistently. We need to pick a point to be x1, y1. So it doesn't matter which one you pick, you're going to find, but whatever you call x1, its cooperative point, its corresponding point, sorry, needs to be y1. So if this is x2, 6 would need to be y2. Y sub 2 means y value number 2. Okay, so now we have slope is equal to y sub 2. Well, we said 6. That's y sub 2 minus y sub 1. That's a negative 5. Notice it's 6 subtract a negative 5. Watch out for that. Divided by the second x value, which is 8. Subtract the first x value, which we called 4. So what does that equal? 6 subtract a negative 5. Well, that's positive 11. 8 subtract 4 is 4. Same answer. Well, notice, if we would have went the other direction and started with the negative 5 for y1 and subtracted y2, which was 6, divided by, if we started with negative 5, we would have went with an x value next to 4, subtract 8. Now, what would have happened here? We would have had a negative 11 over a negative 4. Well, notice, a negative divided by negative is a positive 11/4. Isn't that something? No matter which way you start with the coordinates, you will end up with a slope of 11/4. Thank you very much.